Previous video we've talked about getting the golf club into this kind of position just pre-impact, the kind of last parallel. So we're starting to raise up, the club's behind the hands a bit in flexion, and the club's elbow is kind of in front of the rib cage. Hi everyone, Alistair Davies here, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is part of the Complete Swing Guide series, and today's focus is on impact, the moment of truth, the most important part if you like. Kind of doesn't really matter what else you do, but if you get impact right, you will be successful. And when we look at the most successful PGA Tour players and European Tour players, they have different backswings, slightly different setups, slightly different start of the downswings, slightly different foot actions and so on. But nearly all of them through impact do similar things. So it's really key that if you can compensate well and control impact well, you will become a better player. If you are a first-time viewer, please consider subscribing or following if you prefer that as a word. I post videos every single week on a variety of subjects, and I'd love to have you on my channel on board the journey to lower your scores and improve your golf. Keep watching to learn about the impact. So the impact, as I said in the introduction, they're really the most important area. Controlling the club face, controlling the contact point, controlling the angle the club swung at is kind of essentially all we need to do, all right? If we have the funkiest golf swing in the world but get a good impact, we will be a good player. Ideally, what I would like to see is a more orthodox looking swing, purely because there's less compensation, so there's more consistency. There's also less movement compensation on your body, so it's better from an injury point of view. So some golfers can make a really great job at impact, but they're having to move their body in a way to get the club there that really can cause some pain and reduce the longevity of their golfing career, if you like. What we're looking for is the club to travel on an arc from in to in with the club face square and hit the ball in the center of the face. Okay? Not rocket science that. That would produce a straight shot. Now, if we wanted to produce a draw shot, we'd swing more to the right and the club face would be more closed, and the fade shot more to the left and the face more open. I would have no problem with anyone trying to deliberately hit fades, draws, or straight shots. What I'm going to talk today, though, about is really how we can try and make sure we get that straight shot. So in the previous video, we've talked about getting the golf club into this kind of position just pre-impact, the kind of last parallel. So we're starting to raise up, the club's behind the hands a bit in flexion, and the club's elbow is kind of in front of the rib cage, and the rib cage is in front of the right hip, sorry. We're kind of in this position here. So I've also talked about the toe being slightly down. So again, the theory behind this is all because then we can rotate, keep the hands quite passive through the golf ball, produce what I class as shaft lean, which again helps to lower that dynamic loft and hit these strong iron shots. It also, with the shaft lean, helps to present the right groove in the face to the ball to get the right contact. We want to be hitting the ball about second or third groove up to make sure we get the center of gravity in the club and ball matched up to get the most efficiency in our shots and the best ball striking. Obviously in the center of the face too, so not toe or heel. We talked a little bit about getting the weight more towards the heels rather than the toes, but it's kind of center of the feet is kind of ideal. The toes up and the toes moving. And the knees, and you'll see here now from this position I'm in, this right knee is getting close, not quite to the ball line at contact here. The hands are ahead. The left arm would be connected to the pec. That adds a bit of rotation in this arm, rotation in the shaft to stop the club face being open. So we get this rotation, okay, supination of the arm, if you want to call it that. But essentially it's the connection. The left shoulder starts to work up and what I would call deep, so this way, or around. Again, that supports this rotation, supports the club head travel going more left through the ball. And whenever I post a video and talk about people exiting more left, I always get lots of comments saying, well, won't that cause a slice or a pull shot? Well, no, we're trying to get the golf club obviously to enter from the inside, level out if you want to use for a better word, or square up and go back in. The club's working on a circle. The arc will change depending on the height of the student and the plane they're swinging at. So obviously the height should dictate the plane swinging at, but there are obviously more upright swings and flatter swings. Essentially through this golf ball, if we kind of had the idea of following these two yellow sticks I have in the ground, that's a good idea. And doing that, as I said, with our body rotating, our connection being maintained, the left wrist is rotating, we have some wrist flexion at contact ideally, The The right wrist is slightly set back. And at this point here, the arms start to become parallel. The club becomes a unit, if you like, in line conditions. But we still have that connection, and we also have that extension. So if we think about the extension piece, if I'm in my tilted position here, and then I go into extension and turn through the golf ball, that's kind of where I'd want to be. So as we hit the golf ball, the club is traveling down. The handle of the club is traveling up. The body's traveling left. These are all things we would do to facilitate not getting the club to travel out to right field too much. Again, producing more heel strike. From there, flapping the hands at it to produce a straighter shot, producing a more hook shot. These are all the components that would help stop us doing that. So, conceptually, feeling the extension piece and the shaft lean is kind of ideal for me. So I'd often like you to hit small shots where we extend the arms, get the structure in the arms, and feel the connection between the left arm and chest as we go through the golf ball. Much like this. So feel like we shadow the yellow stick, and get that extension in our body. Again, nice shot there, nice and straight. Struck it well too. Obviously, if my weight goes more towards the toes, I'm going to present the heel. My weight goes massive towards the heels, I'm going to present the toe. I don't see the heel one very often. You see some people losing the left foot, but the weight is still forward. Now we do want to maintain the tilt. So the tilt is here, the tilt is here. As we extend and rotate, we start to lose a little bit of the tilt, but we're really not losing that tilt much until after post impact. That inline condition we talked about here, I've still got some tilt. After there, the extension piece happens a lot more. I am definitely extending. Then we get extension is this way when we're in this plane of field. So I've still got this right side bend to keep me in that tilted position. Okay. So again, if you went to throw a ball, you automatically get this kind of right side bend and the extension of the arms. Now if the arm went to the right, the ball will go to the right. If the arm goes way left, the ball will go way left. But if we're opening up, creating room for the hand to travel in the correct hand path down our target line, which is on an arc, that's ideal. So to hit straight shots, swing an arc, lean the shaft forward but stay connected. And we are going to be rising, extending all the way through that zone. Handles working upwards. Certainly not staying downwards or going downwards. The club head, the sweet spot's traveling down, handles traveling up. That's how we hit down on the ball correctly. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and share the video. I really appreciate if you do that. It really helps me massively. You wouldn't know. Also, please join the conversation, chat down below. Talk to me about what videos you'd like to hear from me in the future. Also, post any questions or comments on this video. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit my logo down this bottom corner. Join me on my journey, and let's improve your golf and your scores. And again, the more questions I get from you, the more I can make these videos specifically for what you need to do. Lastly, thank you for watching, and see you again here soon.